Hello, it's Lisa. Welcome to my channel. Today I am going to be talking about is breastfeeding a birth control method? Also, my thoughts on birth control, and if we are done having kids now that we have just had our third baby, or are we going to continue having children? So, I will start with breastfeeding as a method of birth control, which is one of my pet peeves because lots of people say breastfeeding is not a method of birth control, but it can be. There's a method called the LAM method. It stands for lactational something method. I don't know, look it up on Google. But basically it's like if you're breastfeeding on demand every 4 hours at least, if you have not had your period yet, and if your baby is less than 6 months old or not eating or exclusively breastfeeding, basically. Those are the conditions that if those conditions are met, then that method of birth control is effective 98% of the time. So, breastfeeding can be a form of birth control, and it is a form that I have used when my children were younger than 6 months old, and it has worked for me. So don't tell me that breastfeeding is not a birth control method. And I mean, maybe you've guessed this by now. My thoughts on birth control is I do not want to take any sort of hormonal thing because for me, I'm just worried that it would affect my mood and my weight gain. If you haven't noticed, I'm not the skinniest person, and think weight gain is something I do really well. So I don't need help from a hormonal birth control or any sort of thing like that. Also, I feel like, I'm not the happiest person. Like, I struggle a lot with seasonal depression for sure. So I don't want anything else going against me for for depression things, for moods and all that. So that's why I am too nervous or worried to take birth control. So I don't want to mess with my system, and I don't want to have a terrible mood. So I have never tried it. You can let me know if you have experienced anything like that. Now, for other things like IUDs, I still don't like the idea of IUDs, of putting something in my body. Hold on, my back hurts, so I gotta move. Whew, okay. Of putting something in my body that, I don't know, is unnatural. I guess I'm more of a natural person when it comes to birth control. That's why I have done natural family planning since I've been married, which has been 6 years. And it has worked well for me. I feel like my cycle is very regular. It's easy to track, and I do know the signs in my body to read for when I'm fertile, so I have done well. The only thing that makes me nervous is, when I wanted to get pregnant with him, I got pregnant right away as soon as we started trying. So I do feel like we are very fertile. So it kind of makes me nervous to continue natural family planning if we're not wanting to have any more children, which brings me to the next point of, are we done having kids, which is a little bit more complicated. I don't have a very direct answer, I guess. For me, I am completely happy with 3 kids. I think I could be convinced to have more, like another one at least, but my husband said he's 99% sure he's done having children. So when I asked him to get a vasectomy, he said, actually, I don't mind if we have any more kids. if we have more children. So he's not really for having a vasectomy. I am hesitant to make permanent choice like tying my tubes right now when my baby is so young. And yeah, I guess tying my tubes is so final, and it's not even about the fact that I want another kid. It's more I think about like my fertility and all my identity and all that kind of wrapped up together, that I think I'm having trouble working through right now. So far I have not decided to tie my tubes, though I feel like, you know, I'm not against tying my tubes. I feel like it would be a great option, so I don't have to take any hormonal birth control or be worried about that at all. On the other hand, if we are, like, I do feel like we're done, and I don't think we'll try to have another child, but if we did have another child, I would be totally open to that. And, you know, I believe all children are a blessing. So yes, it would, if it would happen again, I'd be excited for it, I guess, but it's not something that I think me, or definitely not my husband, would try for or pursue. So that's that on that. I'm sorry I don't have any sort of concrete answer to if we're done having kids, but so far that's my thoughts. And like I said, it's so hard to make that decision when your baby is so young. Yeah. So we'll see what I feel like in a year. But for now, I'm on the LAM method. Once my period, I got my period like at 5 months after my other 2 children. So I'm kind of assuming that it will be the same. Once my period comes back, I will start doing natural family planning, or I don't know, I'm not like a super professional natural family planner, so maybe I'm using the wrong terms to that, but basically I know my body, I follow my cycle and my body signs well, so I don't I'm not active when I'm fertile, which has done well for me for the last 6 years. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed my opinions on the birth control and all that. If you have any opinions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I know this is kind of a controversial topic. And yeah, I hope we can all get along even if we have different opinions. Anyways, see you in the next video. Bye.